Okay, I never can tell if we're live. I think we're live. Okay, we're live. Okay. I need to figure out that. I'm always talking before it's live, but I guess it's like when that yellow button comes on that says you're live, I guess you're live. Anyways, hey you guys, it's Wednesday. So I'm really excited that you guys are tuning in again this week. Let me do this so I won't be distracted by. Okay. So yes, today, if you're listening in on my website, I'm pretty sure there's a chat available. So if you guys want to click the Google Plus link, if you guys have Google Plus, click the link, and then you guys can actually join in the chat, I believe. It's either Google Plus or YouTube. I don't know. I need somebody to help me figure it out. But if you're listening in on my website, you can come over to Google Plus or YouTube, one of the two, and there's a chat available, and I'll be able to see you guys. And if you guys have questions, we can chit chat a little bit. So anyways, thank you so much again for tuning in tonight for tonight's midweek motivational. I'm really excited about this one. I was like, oh my gosh, God was like speaking to me when I was like kind of writing it out a little bit and kind of studying for it. So as always, at the end of the video, after it's uploaded, I will put the link, or not the link, but I'll put the information to the website. And then I'll put my email address too if you guys want to like contact me or whatever. Y'all know I love talking to people. I'm a people person. I like talking. So contact me. We can chit chat, whatever you want to do. So I'm just gonna like kind of jump right into it. I don't really know how to start these things off, so I'm just gonna kind of jump right in. Don't judge me. So tonight we're gonna be talking about waiting for God's best. And oftentimes I hear so often that, people are like, well, I'm waiting on God. I'm waiting for God's, to provide me this, or I'm waiting on this and that from God. And so I have like a few different points that I want to kind of talk about. Hopefully real quick. If y'all listening, y'all know I'm kind of long-winded. So I'm going to try to be quick, as quick as possible. But I want to make sure that I get the message across so that you guys can understand what it is that I'm trying to say. And let me mute my phone. Apologize for that. So the first point tonight we're going to talk about is waiting does not mean laziness. So we're going to be talking about waiting for God's best. The first point is waiting does not mean laziness. I've heard so often people are like, well, you know what? As I stated earlier, I'm waiting on God. I'm waiting for him to bless me with a house, a car, a husband, a wife, a job, whatever the case is. I'm waiting on God. But sometimes we take that word wait as literal. Like we just sit back and we chill and we don't do anything. We're not being proactive. We're literally just chilling and waiting and hoping that God will pour out into us. And while that's very possible, that is possible, we also have to be proactive in order to get to where God has called us to be, to where he wants us to be. So, you're just waiting, you're chilling or whatever, and you get upset because it's not going the way you think it should go. So then you're like, okay, well, I've been waiting and God ain't been providing, but you're not being proactive while you're waiting. You're like, okay, well, you know what? I really want a job. I want a job. I need a job. But I'm going to just sit back and wait. I'm going to sit back and wait for God to bless me. But you're not applying for nothing. But God's going to provide. You're not being proactive. You need a job, but you're not applying, but you're trusting God to fulfill something that you're not actively working towards. We have to be proactive. Waiting on God, waiting for God does not mean laziness. It does not mean laziness. Waiting for a house or a car. You're like, yes, I'm about to buy me a house. I need to buy me a car, but you don't have the finances, or your credit is bad, but you're just chilling and you're just waiting. How can you be proactive in that area of your life to where, okay, I'm going to work towards this blessing that God is going to give me? Sometimes we don't do anything. We don't do anything. We just sit and we chill. If you're trying to buy a house or trying to buy a car or whatever, and your credit is bad, well, why don't you just try to, start paying your bills on time, or whatever the case is, the reason why you're not where you want to be. And then you get mad because it's not happening, because you're not being proactive. Some of us are waiting for a husband, for an example. Me personally, I'm in this area of my life right now. I'm 27 years old, and it's no secret that I'm ready to be married and I'm ready to have kids. And every single night, I'm always praying to God for my husband. I'm always praying for my husband. I don't know who he is. I don't know if I've met him before. I don't know if I've never met him before. I don't know. But every night I'm always praying, and I'm like, Lord, you know what? This is what I want. I want a godly man. I want somebody that's after your heart. I want somebody that, just telling him everything that I want. And then I pray for my husband every single day. Like, God, I pray that he's safe. I pray that he's good. I pray that he's, doing what he wants to do. I pray that he's on fire for you. I pray that you comfort him, or if he needs comforting, everything. But while I'm waiting in my wait process, I'm actually preparing myself at the same time. I can't go to God and ask God, well, you know what? I want this type of man when I'm out here living any type of way, because God's not going to give you what you're not ready for. So I have to be proactive in my own life, in my own walk, in my own trust in God. I have to be proactive in that, to the point where, okay, I want him to be ready for me, but I also need to be ready for him when God decides to bring us together. Because I can't just be, living all sorts of ways and then expecting him to be this amazing guy that I'm praying for. So you have to really, like I keep saying, prepare yourself, prepare your heart, prepare your finances, prepare your job, apply for jobs, be proactive in your life. Stop taking that word wait so literally, and really step out and be proactive. And you know what? This actually stood out to me, because I was talking to a friend of mine about something. It was a long time ago. We have all kind of conversations. And I actually was like, dang, you know what? I'm just waiting. And he was actually the one that was like, well, I mean, people confuse waiting with just not doing anything. And I was like, dang, that is so true. We have to actually work towards something. We have to actually apply for jobs to get a job. We have to be ready for when God is ready to give us exactly what he wants us to have in our life. Like for this blog, I just kind of started. I was like, it was placed in my heart, so I just did it. I don't have no finances. I have a job, but I don't have like that help. It's just me. So I'm using the platform that is given to me, which is YouTube, to reach out to you guys to do what I feel like God has called me to do. Or I'm using the website that I made. I just did it. Why? Because it was a desire that's placed on my heart. I want to be a speaker, and I want to encourage people and bring people to Christ. So how can I do that? I can't just do it sitting and chilling. I have to do it some sort of way. So you know what? I'm going to use YouTube. I'm going to make a website and I'm a blog. I'm going to just write. I'm not the most articulate speaker. Articulate. However, I'm not the best speaker. I'm not claiming to be. I never will. I'm not the best writer, and I'm not claiming to be. But I do know that God has placed this desire in my heart, and I'm going to chase after it by any means necessary to get to where he wants me to be. God is he will continue to bless you if you keep working towards where you want to be. Keep working towards it. Be proactive. The next point is waiting does not mean God has forgotten about you. We think that, since you waited for so long that it's not going to happen. You think, God, you know what? He just done forgot about me. I prayed for my man and he just done forgot about me. I prayed for this job and I ain't got it yet. And he just forgot about me. Let me tell you something. I've been on my face every single day. And y'all know I like to tell stories about my life because I'm very transparent. But I've been on my face every single day for 2 years, going on 3 years, praying for my husband. I told y'all earlier, that's the phase that I'm in now. I have a job. I'm loving it. I'm doing this blog. I'm loving it. And now I'm just like, I am just waiting patiently. But had I thought that, you know what, God done forgot about me, I'm just going to go and live however I want to live, I would probably be in a horrible relationship right now with somebody that I'm not meant to be in, laying my morals down by the riverside, because I don't want to wait on God, because I'm thinking he forgot about me. He did not forget about you. It's just not your time. But we get so impatient because we want stuff now. We want it now. So we focus on our situation instead of focusing on God. If you're on my Facebook page, or if you're my friend on Facebook, you'll see all the time, I'm always like, stay focused. Stay focused. And half the stuff that I write on there, it's encouragement for me, because I need to hear it. I need to hear it. God is telling me to stay focused. Stop relying on your situation. Stop looking at your situation and thinking like, okay, God just don't forget about me. He don't forget about me because it ain't happened when I want it, in the time frame I wanted it in. It didn't happen, so I'm gonna just go do whatever I want to do. I'm sorry, but when did it become about you? When did it become about you? When did this life basically become about you? Because we're here to honor God. We're here to honor God. And you say, you know what, Andrea, let me tell you something. The Bible says that God said that he would give you the desires of your heart. And I will say, yes, it sure did. It does say that. It says it. It says it in the Bible. And let me scroll up. It says that in Psalm 37, verse 4. It says, delight yourself also in the Lord, and he shall give you the desires of your heart. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. You're absolutely right. However, I feel that some of us think that just because you have a desire, God has to give it to you. No. To me, I feel like that means if your desire lines up with God's desire, boom, you're golden. God's not going to give you everything you desire. He's not going to give you everything that you desire, because everything that you desire ain't right. Everything you desire isn't good. He's going to protect you. He's going to protect you from some things because he can see things that we cannot see. So yes, he will give you the desires of your heart. I feel if they align up to the desires that he has for your life. I feel that way. He has not forgotten about you. We must seek God. We must fall on our face before him, and we must ask him, what are the desires that you have for me? I wholeheartedly feel that what I'm doing right now, this blog, is completely something that he placed on my heart. So I might not have very many people looking in on these motivationals right now, but that's okay. Because you know what? I'm trusting in God. I'm not looking at the numbers. I'm focused. Stay focused. Stay focused on Christ. Stay focused on him. And he will give you the desires of your heart if it lines up with his desires. Simple as that. And for an example, because, some of us, we still kind of do some things that we probably shouldn't do. But some of us, oh my gosh, I desire, I desire that man right there, but he's married. You think God gonna give you that desire? You think he gonna give you that? No. If you do entertain that, it would be because out of your own flesh, because God does not tempt. He's not a tempter. Especially into sin. So no, he's not going to give you the desires of your heart unless they align up to his desires, unless your desires line up with his desires. Boom. Everything else. I remember I was reading the story of Abram. Abram later became Abraham, the father of many nations. And Sarai, I don't really know how to say her name, Sarai. I love that though. Sarai later became Sarah. But before that, Abram and Sarai were married, and God had promised them a child. And read Genesis chapter 15 all the way through chapter 21, I believe. It goes into this. I can't read it all because it's like a lot, but just kind of read Genesis chapter 15 and then go up to Genesis chapter 21. But God had said that, he would give Abraham and Sarai, or Abram at the time, Abram and Sarai, a child, a son. And the first time they're like, oh yeah, you know what? We trust God. We know it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And then, as time goes by, they're like, well, dang, it ain't happening. It's not happening. I thought it was going to happen sooner than this. I'm getting old. Well, what am I going to do? Again, multiple times, God had told them this. You're going to have a child. You're going to have a son. You're going to have an heir. So when they started getting older and older and older and older, Sarai was like, you know what? It's not going to happen. And I mean, I'm getting old. How can I have a baby at this age? I think they were in their 90s, late 80s, early 90s. Just read it, check up on it. I believe it's like late 80s, early 90s. She's like, I'm getting old, so why don't you go sleep with Hagar? They're made. Go ahead and sleep with her. She gave her husband permission to go sleep with the maid. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So he slept with Hagar. They had a baby together. She had a son. Hagar had a son. Yet, they still wanted that child. They did not think that they could have the child. And then God is still sending like angels and stuff to tell them, you're going to have a child. Finally, in Genesis chapter 21, at the old age where she didn't think she could have a child, Sarah, her name is now Sarah, and his name is now Abraham. They have a child, and they have a son. And they name him Ishmael. Nope, Isaac. They name him Isaac. Looking at my notes. So I'm trying to figure out what happened from when God promised and you trusted in it, to then you kind of like time goes by and you just don't trust in it no more. You don't trust in what God has promised you. Why? Because it's not happening in your timing. So then you try to go about doing things your own way. Well, you know what? Since it ain't happening, then go ahead and do what you want to do. Because it ain't happening. He said it was going to happen, but it ain't happening right now. I'm too old. So what am I going to do? Well, go ahead. So many of us are like that. We try to take matters into our own hands, even though God has placed something, that a desire in your heart. But you're like, you know what? It's just taking too long. I ain't got time. I'm going to just go ahead and do whatever I want to do. God placed this blog in my heart, but you know what? It's not picking up as fast as I wanted to. So you know what? I'm not going to do it. And then later down the road, you're going to be like, dang, I should have stuck with that. You know what? God is like, okay, you know what? I'm like waiting for my husband. I'm waiting, or for you guys that are watching, I'm waiting for my wife. But then it's taking too long. You're not getting that godly man or that godly woman that you've been wanting. So you go out and you're like, you know what? I'm just going to lay my morals to the side and I'm just going to go ahead and sleep with them and sleep with her. And, you know, one day God will send me who I'm supposed to be with. It don't work like that. We have to stay focused. He has not forgotten about you. Just like Abraham and Sarah. Yeah, he promised it. It didn't happen when they wanted it to, but it happened. Why? Because he didn't forget about that. He didn't forget about their covenant. And just like he promised you something, he hasn't forgotten about you either. Just like he placed that desire in your heart, he hasn't forgotten about you either. Thing about it is, we want something now. We live in a now society. We want it now. And when we don't get it now, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Well, you know what? Had I been like, you know what? I'm tired of waiting. I've been single for almost 4 years. I've been single for almost 4 years. And had I just kind of, and I don't really date that much, because I get approached, but I don't date, because I'm just kind of like, I don't feel it. It's only certain people that I feel it with. And so I'm just like, I don't really touch that. I'm trying to stay focused. I want God to send me exactly. I want to be ready. I don't want to be distracted. I don't want to lose sight. I don't want to do that. But had I lost focus on God, had I lost focus on what? I've been celibate for almost 3 years. 3 years, going on 4 years. Had I took matters in my own hand, I would be out here living any type of way. Why? Because I hadn't gotten my husband yet. I've been praying. I've been on my face before God. I've been faithful. I have this conversation with God all the time. God, I've been so faithful. Where is he? But that's the reason why I go to him. We have to take our cares and our concerns, cast your cares onto the Lord. Because if you don't, you're going to mess around and you're going to act out, and then you're going to regret it later. He has not forgotten about you. I promise you that. Keep pressing. Stay focused. Don't lose sight on Christ. It might not be happening in the time frame that you want it in. You might not get to have your boo right now. You might not have your car right now. You might not have your house right now. You might not have whatever it is that you're waiting for God for right now. But he has not forgotten about you. And you have to be proactive. Well, Andrea, how can you be proactive when you're waiting on God to send you a husband? I mean, I just hang out with my friends. I go out. I make sure, and I have a great time with my friends. You never know who you're going to meet. I'm constantly preparing myself. I'm always praying for my heart. I'm always praying that I'm ready. I'm preparing myself spiritually, mentally, emotionally. There's nothing that you can do unless you're going to step outside the will of God, and that's not an option because we are striving to live this life for Christ. We're striving to walk we are here to honor him. And that's what we have to do. Not our flesh. Our flesh will get us killed. Our flesh will send us places where we don't want to go. Our flesh will. Don't do it. Stay focused. Stay focused on Christ. He has your best interest at heart. The third point is, sorry, I have my notes like over here. So I'm trying to like do this. The third point and the last point, waiting does not mean worrying. Waiting on God does not mean laziness. Waiting on God does not mean he's forgotten about you. And waiting on God does not mean worrying. What are you worried for? Worry shows the lack of faith that you have in God in that area. It shows that I trust you, God. I trust you. You say it. But you're worried. Like, why are you worried about it? If you've really given it over to him, it shows the lack of faith that you have in him in that area. Yeah, I trust God, but you know what? I just can't stop thinking about it. I just can't stop thinking about it. For example, I have a lot of examples. For example, when my dad went to the hospital, he was hospitalized. And the doctors made it seem like it was just like it was the worst. It was the worst. And I know me, I can't take my mind there, because if I go there like, oh my gosh, it's the end, I will be depressed. I will be sad. I will be I won't be able to focus. I won't be able to function. So in the hospital, I'm sitting out in the lobby with some of my family. And I'm sitting out in the lobby with some of my family. And I'm like, you know what? And I can tell some of them are worried. And I said, you know what? He's going to be all right. He's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. And then they're like, well, how do you know that? Like, well, how do you know he's going to be okay? Like, the doctor's saying this and that and this and that. I was like, well, I mean, the God that we serve, he's already healed. I'm walking in this type of faith. I'm like, he's already healed. He's healed. He's healed. He's good. I'm not going to sit here and worry about it. He's good. He's healed. And then somebody said, well, the Lord willing. And that saying right there alone, I was just like, oh. So many people are like, well, Lord willing, it'll happen. Lord willing. No, it will happen. Why? Because I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it will happen. I'm claiming it because God said by the stripes of Jesus, he's already healed. You claim it. Ain't no, well, Lord willing. Okay. That saying, well, the Lord willing, is still even an inch of doubt. Well, he'll be healed, Lord willing. No, he will be healed because Jesus said he will be. And I'm standing on that. And that's how so many of us have to be. Stop worrying about stuff. Well, Andrea, what if he wasn't healed? And yes, he's healed. He's good. He's taking medicine. He's good now. But Andrea, what if he wasn't healed? Well, you know what? If he wasn't healed, I trust God anyway. But while we're in this moment, while we're in this pressure of a moment, I'm going to trust you. Why? Because you already said it's done. Why? Because your son already overcame. Jesus Christ already overcame. So I'm not going to worry about that. Why would I sit here worried and stressed and depressed when I don't have to be? Why would I sit here worried and stressed and depressed and I say, you know what, I trust God? Remember what I said earlier? Worry is the lack of trust or and faith that you have in God in that particular area. I trust him. So I'm not going to show you that I'm not going to show you that I'm worried, because I'm not. And if it don't end up the way that I want it to be, well, you know what, God, I trust you and I love you anyway. I'm going to be hurt, but I trust you and I love you anyway. And that's how a lot of us have to be. That's how a lot of us have to be. Standing on his promises, By his stripes we're healed. Why worry? Well, I'm never going to get married. Stop worrying. Why are you worried about it? Consume your mind with something else. Stop thinking about it so much. Because when you keep thinking about something, you overthink it. And when you keep thinking about it, then yeah, you're going to be mad and sad and depressed. I don't think about it 24/7 that I'm single. I've been single for so long. It's just a lifestyle. You know what? It's a lifestyle. I've grown accustomed to it, but I am at the same time still preparing myself, because waiting does not mean laziness. Well, how am I ever going to get a house? How am I ever going to get a car? Stop worrying and trust God. Be proactive, like I said earlier. Worrying is not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to get you anywhere, because you're still going to be stuck in the same place unless you actually start taking steps to get to where where God wants you to be. Stop taking this word wait so literally. Well, I'm just waiting. I'm just chilling. I'm going to just sit back and relax and see what he does. Well, you ain't going to get a job if you don't apply. Sorry to break it to you. Sorry. He's not going to send you something that you're not ready for. So if you're still out here living willy-nilly out here in these streets, but you praying for a godly man or a godly woman, he's not going to give it to you, because he already know you're going to mess it up. He's not going to give you something that you're not ready for. So be proactive. If you're waiting for a husband or a wife, prepare yourself to be that exact same husband and wife that you're asking for. If you're waiting for a job, get out there and start applying, and God will bless you. He will bless you in that area. Just apply. I'm applying for jobs now, because it's time for me to leave my place of work where I am right now. So I'm applying. I'm being proactive, and I'm trusting in God, and I know that he'll bless me with something better than where I am now. Stop worrying. Waiting for God's best. We're all waiting for something. But the thing about it is, what are you going to do while you wait? What are you going to do while you wait? Are you just going to chill and just expect God to just be like, oh, here's a job you didn't even apply for? It can happen. Now, hey, I am not belittling. I'm not belittling the power of Jesus, okay? Because that could very well happen. He can give you a job that you didn't apply for. Go ahead. Take it. That's a blessing. But I'm saying that doesn't happen with everybody. We have to be proactive in our lives, in our lives, to get to where God wants us to be. This blog, I wasn't gonna, just like I had to be proactive. Nowadays, blogging, everybody blogs. So I was like, you know what? I have to be proactive, and I have to really get in there and do what I feel God has called me to do. And I know that he's going to bless that area. I know he's going to bless this area. Why? Because I trust him. And even if it takes 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years for it to actually get up off the ground, you know what? I'm going to keep doing what I do. Because why? Because I don't want to be like Abraham and Sarah. Well, it ain't happened in my time, so I'm just going to do something else right now until it does. We had to stay focused. When you're waiting for God's best, stay focused. Waiting does not mean laziness. Waiting does not mean worrying. And waiting does not mean he's forgotten about you. That's not what it means. Trust God. Trust him with everything that you have, all that you are. Trust him. Stop worrying. Stop being lazy. He ain't forgotten about you. So this week, and the weeks to come, because this is definitely something that people really have to work on. Make sure that you are staying focused on Christ. Stop looking at the situation that's going on. It might not look how you think it should look right at this moment, but if he's giving you that desire, if there's something that you desire and if it aligns up with him, just keep chasing after it. Keep pressing towards it, because God is faithful. He is so faithful. He is a faithful and just God. Trust him. Trust him with whatever it is that you're waiting for. I trust him. Oh, I just know one day he's going to send me my husband, and it's going to be great. I know it's going to be great, because I'm just like, God, I've been so faithful. I've been so faithful, and I'm so excited about it too. I'm so excited about it. So, but I'm not focused on, I've been single for so long, and I'm not focused on that. I'm focused like, I know he's coming. In the meantime, I'm going to just keep preparing myself and keep living. Keep doing you. That honors God, of course. So this week, make sure you stay focused on God. Make sure you fall on your face. Don't give up. Don't stop on whatever it is that God has placed in your heart. Don't do it. Stay focused. Be proactive. Get out there. Do work towards what it is that God has placed in your heart. And the blessings will flow. They will flow. They will flow. So you guys, email me. My email is beautifully.uyu@gmail.com. I always have to think about that. I don't know why. I should know it by now because I use it so much. Anyway, beautifully.uyu@gmail.com. The website is bebeautifulllyu.com. And on there, you guys can catch up on any blogs that you may have missed, video blogs, any written blogs that you may have missed. I post written blogs every Sunday. And also, just as like some little announcements, the shop should be up and running sometime this month. I got an email from the suppliers, so hopefully that process will be done soon. I'm really excited about that. And I'll also be in Atlanta, Georgia, September 17th through the 19th for the Purpose Conference 2015. So you guys check that out. It's purposeconference2015.com. So check that out. I'll be a part of the panel on Friday. So come out if you're in the area. If you're not, that's cool too. I love you guys. Thank you so much for spending your Wednesday night with me. Just giving me a little bit of time to just kind of talk a little bit. I love you guys. Share this with your friends. Make sure that they know that we do this every single Wednesday. So I would love to, pour into somebody that may need to hear it. So until then, until next week, until Sunday, written blog, but until next Wednesday, the video blog, be bold, be beautiful, always be who God created you to be. And I will see you guys next Wednesday. I love you guys. Bye.